like most Games Workshop games, Necromunda is ever-changing, and that includes the best way to get into it. Hello and welcome to Necromundown, doing a redo video today because a while ago, didn't feel like that long ago, but I guess apparently it was.
It's been a couple years.
We did a video about the best way to get into Necromunda. Necromunda's changed since we did that video.
Quite a bit.
With the boxes offered, and most importantly, with the rules that are offered, because there's a brand new core rulebook nowadays. So rather than just like put a big thing on that video that said, you know, no longer accurate, we figured, hey, we'd talk about the ways you could get into Necromunda now, and whether they're worth it or not. So what do you actually need to play Necromunda?
Well, the very first thing, above all else, is dice.
Yes, you need the dice. Because Necromunda dice are, well, okay, there are three dice in here. Three dice in here that are actually proprietary, which is to say not just your normal d6. So you can use a normal d6 for most of your dice. But you need injury dice, you need scatter dice, and you need firepower dice. You could use a d6 as those. You just need to clearly mark which is which and make sure you know which numbers are assigned to which.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because getting Necromunda dice is harder than it should be. You're going to notice a theme here.
Yeah.
We love Necromunda. Games Workshop does not love people getting into Necromunda cheap.
Yes, they want it. I don't want to say they want it to be an expensive game.
Yes, they do. I will say that.
But it can be an expensive game.
Yeah, and like let's just get that out there right off the bat.
Yeah.
Necromunda is not a cheap game to get into. There are ways that are cheaper than others, though.
Yeah.
So at time of recording, there are only 2 sets of dice available online. This is the Tribes of the Wasteland dice, aka Ashwaste Nomads.
Yep. And then the Halls of the Ancients, which is the squats.
Right.
That's the only 2.
There used to be dice for every single gang. There used to be generic dice that were yellow.
Yep.
Or yellow and black. Nope, not available on the web store currently. Lots of local stores still have those dice in stock, so yours might check there first. At least there are these, and these look very generic. Like, they don't even have a special symbol on them.
I think they do on the 6, and I think it's still like a skull.
Yeah, it's
for the squats,
yeah.
So it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Or not squats, the nomads.
So you do need the dice.
They are also in boxes if you get boxes. We'll talk about that later.
Right. Well, if you get a starter set, that's one of the reasons to get a starter set. So you need the dice. You need the rules. And currently, if you are buying the rules are only in one spot, which is the Necromunda core rulebook.
Yes.
Now, the nice thing is that once you get this rulebook, you do not need any other campaign book.
Right.
All the other campaign books, so Ash Waste, Judgment, Secundus, anything like that, those are all optional. Those are source books that you get, kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons thing. You get the source books if you want to expand your game. Yeah. This has 2 different campaigns in it already?
It has at least one, because it has the Dominion campaign. I believe it has rules for alternate campaigns.
Yeah, it has one campaign and then rules for spicing up that one campaign. And you could play Necromunda and only play variations on the Dominion campaign.
True.
So that's the rulebook you're going to want. Current MSRP, $60.
70.
$70. Yeah, Games Workshop, you're making this hard.
We're trying. GW, help.
Stop raising your prices. It is at least chunky.
It is. It's big.
But this has them. But of course, it doesn't have the gang rules. So for that, you need your House of book, or what's called your gang rule book.
Yeah.
Basically, each gang has one rule book that has all of their rules contained within it. Enforcers isn't out yet, but it's coming out soon.
Yeah, Enforcers soon.
We used to say that only the main 6 had books and everyone else had supplements. That's no longer true.
Yeah.
We now have basically
2 and then 1 coming.
We basically have 9 main gangs now.
Yeah.
Because you have the main 6, and you have Enforcers, Nomads, and Squats, all of which are fully fleshed out gangs, or will be as soon as the Enforcers comes out. Those books don't come in anything else. Those just, you have to get them online.
You gotta get those.
Yeah, and the PDFs, of course, are absolutely not any cheaper than... This is turning into a depressing video. So, you need your rules, you need your dice, you do also need the templates.
You do need the templates.
You need the templates because those are your grenades, your blast weapons, and your flamer template weapons. And you do really need those because those are all really good.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really common.
Now, those templates, you can buy them online separately, at least you used to be able to. You could also get them in the boxes, but GW used to offer them free online as cutouts. They've since been removed from the website, but you can still find them free online as cutouts. Yeah. People obviously make 3D printed versions of
Necromunda
those.
template, Warhammer template.
Lots of ways to get those, and you do really want those.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you need your models. That's where you might want to consider one of the starter boxes. There are only 2 currently running starter boxes.
Yes.
You might be able to find older starter boxes, most specifically Ash Wastes, which was a massive starter box with Orlok vehicles, Ash Waste Nomads, and a bunch of terrain.
Yeah.
Very expensive, but that one also did contain the Ash Wastes book, which is no longer an up-to-date rule book.
Yep.
So maybe don't get it.
But it has the
one.
Ash Waste campaign in it.
Yes. If you want everything in that box, great deal.
Yeah.
So the 2 currently offered boxes are Hive War and Hive Secundus. What's the difference between them? Well, price.
Yes.
First off, Hive Secundus is $170 MSRP. Hive War is $178.50 MSRP. Used to be cheaper, it's gone up.
Very funny.
Yeah. What do they contain? Hive War contains 10 Escher, your basic Escher gang, 10 Delok, your basic Delok gang. It also contains a set of the columns and walls terrain and a mat to put it on. Obviously, that's better if you're looking into Zone Mortalis. It also, of course, contains a ruler and the templates and the dice.
And the templates and the cards. And
it does also contain a partial rulebook that is A, only partial, and B, no longer up to date.
Yes.
Okay. What does Hive Secundus have?
Hive Secundus has all of the non-model stuff that you said. So the dice, the templates, the cards, a rulebook that is up to date but still not complete.
Right. It's a getting started rulebook.
Getting started rulebook. Cards specifically for Hive Secundus. And then the units it comes with are 6 Mousetrain Gene Stealers and the Brood Scum. So Mousetrain Gene Stealer gang with termites.
Yeah, the little guys.
Yeah. I know what they are. I just couldn't pronounce it.
I thought you were a Tyranid player.
And then the Secunded Incursion gang, which is 2 Spires and 8 Ansar. So these are very specific gangs to Hive Secundus.
Specifically the Vansar Specialists.
Vansar Specialists.
Which you can basically build an entire gang out of.
There's no rules against it, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not a great idea, but you could. And then also for terrain, it has a better board and mat.
It does have a better board.
This just has a really cheap glossy mat that's not very good.
Yeah.
This has a better one and also has doors.
So it doesn't have the walls like this one does. It just has doors.
Right, but I would consider this a better instant terrain setup for play than this.
That's true. Because the way that it works on this map is that there are basically cutouts on the board for where walls go.
Right.
So you can use those as walls and play a game basically out of the box. That one you can, it's just worse.
Yeah, functionally what we're saying is Hive War is basically deprecated as a good way to get started.
Yeah.
Unless you want both Escher and Delok.
Yes.
If you have a play group where it's like one person wants Escher and one person wants Delok, those boxes are normally $60 a pop. Now it's $120.
Yeah, for $8, get the dice and the cards and blah, blah,
well,
blah.
no, $58. $58.
Oh, 50.
Remember, this is $178.
$178.
Right. So what is $58 getting you? 2 sets of dice, the templates, and the walls terrain, and a set of barricades and stuff like that. I don't believe this comes with the barricades.
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, so this comes with the barricades. If you are looking into Zone Mortalis specifically, and that $58 you want the terrain and the dice, if you, again, we say this a lot in this channel, but if you want everything in here, this is still okay.
Yes.
But the rules are, here's the thing, you could use the rules. They're not up to date, but keep in mind you could use the rules. Whereas Secundus, the upside is this is a better game in a box.
It's a better game in a box. It has all the Underhell stuff in it. There's even like PvE stuff in there, which is cool. The rulebook is updated. It technically has more kits in it than this one.
Well, that's where I'm getting at. The downside is the kits in here are more specialized. Like, it's specifically in a Secunded Incursion Vansar gang. If you're getting this just because you like Vansar, then you're going to be left with 2 Spires that you aren't going to use.
Yep.
And if you're playing outside of Secundus gangs, I mean, you can, because they don't really do Secundus Incursion gangs in other campaigns.
So the Secundus Incursion gangs, you can. It's the Gene Stealers that they're like, you shouldn't do that.
Right. See our video on the Mousetrains. Yeah, that's the big problem. Is the Mousetrains, they were like, you're playing hard mode if you do that because they functionally only interact with Hive Secundus mechanics. So this is a better game in a box, but a worse way to launch yourself into Necromunda. This is a less good game in a box, but probably a better way as long as you like these.
One or both of the gangs, preferably both.
Now, if you can find the older version, which we have up there behind us, Necromunda Underhive, but that was Escher versus Goliath, the very classic with some like cardboard terrain.
Yeah,
that's actually probably the best one to start with, even though again the rules completely outdated.
Yeah, rules are outdated. Still comes with everything you need to play. If you can find it for a good deal,
right?
Because sometimes they're hard to find.
So let's go over cost. So let's go over what is the best way to get into Necromunda. Thesis statement, and I would say the current largest problem with Necromunda is that there is no good way to get into Necromunda.
No, there's not.
Sorry, there's one good way into Necromunda. A friend of yours already plays Necromunda.
Yep.
That's the only good way to get into Necromunda. Games Workshop, that's not how you get people to play your game.
If you know somebody that already has stuff and all you need to buy is your gang and maybe your book,
right,
you're golden.
It's not just expensive. It is. We'll talk about that in a second. But it's expensive and confusing and contradictory. Like, we love Necromunda, obviously. We're doing it,
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
Channel name here, Necromundown. Or not channel name. Series here, Necromundown. But my biggest gripe about it is that so many people watch these videos and go, I looked into this and decided it wasn't worth getting into.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's completely true. Like, now, do I think it's worth getting into?
Yes.
If you have the income and you want to spend it on miniatures, yes. But it's not easy. Games Workshop, you should fix that. So, what should you do if you've decided, okay, I'm getting into this very kludgy game that's very expensive to get into? And first off, if you already have a friend who has this stuff, best way to do it.
Yes.
The easy part of that is that if you have a friend who plays Necromunda, they probably would love for you to play Necromunda.
Yes.
Because we're always looking for new victims. Because we spent a bunch of money on this crap, and we need to justify it to ourselves and or significant others.
I bought $210 worth of cards. Let me play with them.
Oh, you said your team was 1,000 points. I thought you meant dollars. Here's the thing. I'm going to suggest that you avoid the starter boxes.
I completely agree.
Unless you really like the idea of playing Hive Secundus, which check out our Hive Secundus videos on that, or you really like both Delac and Escher. Obviously,
even then, that one's a little iffy.
That one's a little iffy. If you also like Zone Mortalis and want to build towards it, this is good.
True.
We did rate Delac the lowest gang to start with.
Yep.
Because they're really...
was Escher third?
Escher was third, behind Orlok. It was Goliath, Orlok, Escher. Yeah. And Orlok and Escher are real close. One's just a little squishier. So, I suggest abandoning these boxes. If you want to play Hive Secundus and you really love Gene Stealers or the Spires and Vansar, this is a good box.
Yes, I completely agree. This box is worth it as long as you're okay with being Underhells.
This box is probably the best box if you're just Necromunda curious. Because you get this and play it, and if you like playing that campaign with that one, then you can expand into other things.
This is probably the best get started into Necromunda they've ever made.
Right.
That being said, very specific to its own campaign.
But if you're like, I know I want to play this gang, and I want to get into Necromunda for this gang, which a lot of people do, because they look at, I like these models. That's what I did.
Yeah.
That's not a good box. No. So, what are you going to get? You're going to get the rules.
Yep.
There's only the core rulebook. You're going to get dice. How much are the dice nowadays?
I believe 20? 18 to 20? For a set of 8 dice?
You're killing me, Games Workshop. Or you can use D6s.
Or you can use D6s. Or there may be other places that you can find a set of unofficial.
There are third-party dice makers. That is true.
Yes.
I said I wasn't going to call them out. I'm going to call them out. Baron of Dice makes great stuff for lots of things.
They do specifically have Necromunda.
Yes, not sponsored. It could be, but I don't actually have any Baron of Dice Necromunda dice.
Neither.
Because I've always gotten my Necromunda dice through Necromunda stuff. You're going to get the rules. You're going to get the dice. The templates get free online. If you want the plastic templates, buy them. You get it, and then you get a tape measure from your local hardware store for $3.50. You get the cheapest one you have. Do not spend $20 on a Games Workshop tape measure. Sorry. You know what? If they stopped breaking, I wouldn't mind it so much.
But it looks like a skull, and you push the eye in to retract the tape measure.
Yeah, and then you retract it, and it goes, and the thing snaps off and hits your other eye.
Oh, yeah. And then you look like the skull.
Right. Get yourself a hardware store, a tape measure that will last you longer. Yeah. And then what do you need for the actual gang? Get just your gang box to start.
Yes.
$60.
There's a bunch of stuff. There's vehicles, and there's brutes, and ignore all that. Get your
Ignore.
normal generic box.
And we're actually going to be starting talking about that pretty soon. I don't know why I flapped to the video that doesn't exist yet because we haven't made it yet.
Make a tag, make a card for the thing that's not out yet.
Yeah. Cody, can you time travel? Get your gang. So 60.
20.
Let's head to the bit difference and say 10.
Okay.
60, 10-ish. And then
Also
60,
70.
70, 70, 10, that's 80, 64 a gang. $140 to start your half of Necromunda.
Yes. That's actually fairly comparable to like starting other stuff, like playing Spearhead or something.
Okay,
like
that is very comparable for a Games Workshop game.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry, that's what I was comparing it
yes,
to.
yes. When you think about it that way, that's not too bad for a Games Workshop game because you get a Spearhead.
Oh wait, you don't have the rules for your game yet, so that's another $60.
Yeah, I wasn't done yet.
Oh okay.
So, well, because I was about to say, just like for Spearhead, well, no, Spearhead rules are free online.
Yes, Spearhead rules are free.
Games Workshop, that's what you need to do for Necromunda. Make the core rules free online. If you want to do like you do for 40K, where the codices are all paid for. Because yeah, now you got to buy your gang house of book, and that's another $60 or $70, or is it 60?
Oh, I think they're between 50 and 60.
Oh,
I know. What a deal.
so $200.
$200.
So at minimum, unless you are finding a great deal or starting with one of these and splitting with a friend, it costs about $200 to get into Necromunda.
Yes.
Which is not a lot for a Games Workshop game.
But it's a lot for other games.
But in this economy,
playing Necromunda in this economy?
Current year 2025, it costs about $200 to get into Necromunda in our recommended way, which is like even knocking off $70 by making just the normal rules free online would do a lot.
Yeah.
I realize this is turning into a video complaining about Games Workshop.
Basically every Necromunda.
Yeah. But the reason we say that is because we love Necromunda and we want to make it easier.
Yes, we want to make it easier for people to get into because it is a fun game and we think more people should experience it. And currently it's kind of hard to experience.
Right. It's hard to dip your toes in and get hooked. The only way we've hooked people locally is by letting them use our stuff. Which, by the way, if you're a person looking to grow Necromunda around you, the easy way to do that is to, let people get a second gang. But now you're talking another $120.
Yeah. Put a freshly painted pie consisting of new models on the windowsill and watch people.
Yeah, exactly. But to recap, you get the book. You get your gang box, you get your gang book, you get your dice from somewhere, and you get the templates from online, and that'll do you.
That'll do you.
Now, if you're like, what about terrain? Cardboard boxes and soda cans.
Yep.
Not even a joke. I mean, I love terrain. I own way too much terrain.
Yes, you do.
But you can use cheap stuff for terrain and have a great time.
I've used baby toys.
Baby toys,
Cereal
Legos.
boxes.
You got Legos, Duplos. Cereal boxes, soda cans. Yes, I mean, obviously, we have lots of terrain behind us
We were privileged.
But don't let that stop you. Your terrain should be the last thing you get. You should use lots of terrain in your games.
But because you should use so much.
But it's the last thing you should spend your money on last.
Yes. Play the game first.
Yes, play the game first. You do also need a friend.
Debatable.
That is the one. Well, that is the one side that High Secundus does come back into its fore is if you don't have anybody to play with, this does have PvE elements in it that you can actually play by
also
yourself.
has a 2-player campaign, so you don't need too many friends.
Right, you don't need 3 people. But yeah, I think that's it. The best way to get into Necromunda in 2025 is to avoid the starter boxes.
And spend $200.
Yeah, which is a heck of a thing to say.
Yeah.
But I think we've ranted enough.
Yep.
Let us know below if you're disagreeing with that. Maybe if there is a cheaper, because there's no free way. I guess, besides 3D printing.
Yeah. 3D printing
is its own thing. If you know what that is, you know how to do it.
Yeah.
We do it for lots of things, just not really Necromunda. Except terrain. Lots of terrain.
Lots of terrain.
Personally, we think the best way is to do as previously described, which is just ignore the starter boxes and hop right in. Split it with a friend, maybe?
Split it with a friend's a good idea.
As far as expanding your gangs, well, I think that will be what we talk about in the future. Specifically, what gangs are best to start out with for their monetary value, and which ones might be a terrible idea. And when we do that, we'll post it here. See you then.
Bye.